exception, folks. I have Wendy Sigmund from the Santa Cruz Mountain Bulletin here, and we're going to talk about some mountain stuff. Wendy, thank you so much for being here today on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I don't know anything about you, so let's take a second. Why don't you talk to the folks at home and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. I am originally from Pacific Grove, not too far away. Grew up there, went away to college in San Francisco, where I studied journalism. Had great dreams of being, a war correspondent or, working for some big TV station or newspaper. Well, that never happened. But I always had those dreams in my head, and then I ended up here in the best spot there could possibly be in the world, in Boulder Creek. And happy to be here, and I was looking for a job, actually. As you can imagine, in this economy, it was a little bit tough. I got my master's degree in teaching, so I was teaching for a while. And when I moved up here, I couldn't get a job even delivering pizzas at that time, So I needed a job, and I remember thinking, wouldn't it be nice if there was a small paper in our small little town so that I could go to work as a photojournalist, which is what my dream always was. And then it occurred to me, there could be.
That's
so
right.
I started
did you start this paper then?
I did.
Very nice. That's the way to be resourceful. So you started and you got ad revenue coming in to keep the paper running?
That's right.
Awesome. Well, what's the big news stories up here at Boulder Creek? I live down in Loma Prieta, so this is first time I've been up here in months. So I have no idea what's been going on up here. What's the big story up here?
Well, our big news these days is about the water. There's not enough of it. It's just not falling from the sky. Exactly. And with that, we have unusual problems for this time of year. We have a lot of fire danger. And so we've had some fires. Just this week, we had an accident propane tank that blew up. And it could have been really bad, but we did have a little bit of rain right before, which made everything a little bit wet. Could have been a lot worse. But it still was pretty exciting to have an explosion here in Boulder Creek.
That's for sure. Did you hear it?
I didn't hear it. I was in town, but there was a lot of people who did.
Oh, wow. Any idea what caused it?
They were filling a propane tank.
And something sparked?
And something went awry, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That's so scary. We have, at our place, 3 500-gallon tanks right next to each other. When they were filling those bad boys, I was like, oh, my goodness, it gets scary. Well, what about this Verizon tower? Isn't there something going on about a big cell tower coming in?
There sure was. And in true Santa Cruz style, we had our protesters. They didn't like the idea of a cell phone tower going into Boulder Creek for a number of reasons. Everything from it wasn't going to look good in the middle of our little old-fashioned town to possible health effects of cell phone tower emissions. All of those were discussed and on the table, and we had a group of protesters that stuck to it and fought Verizon and actually won. The tower is not going into Boulder Creek.
I don't know why you need it. I'm a Verizon customer, and I got super strong signal right here, and I get it pretty much all the way to my house now. I don't know why they would need an extra tower. Unless they were going to sell it to other companies that don't have any service up here already,
Well, that was one of the concerns, because what they had proposed was really big, more than just one server needed, as well as a huge generator, which made us think that maybe they were going to put in the one and then expand it and add on to other servers.
Right. Well, Metro PCS uses Verizon for their mobile travel talk thing, so that's why I ended up going to Verizon anyway. Well, that's good. That's good for the people of Boulder Creek to not have to do that. Now, I want to tell you about something. We're going to try to do this event in, I guess it's the first week of April, spring break for the people up here. Is that the first week of April?
That's right.
Well, we're going to do a introduction to video and TV production here. With our new little studio that we have set up, we're going to open it up to the Parks and Recs people. We're hoping to get about 15 people signed up. You can go to the Boulder Creek Parks and Rec. They should have the page up by now on how to sign up and get involved with this. But we're going to do learn to use the cameras and how to get camera shots. We're going to learn to do lighting and audio techniques and Get in there and learn how to direct and run the switcher, and then we're going to do a show, edit it, and put it on TV by the end of the week.
That's fantastic.
And so we want to get the word out there. If you can help us,
I can
pass that word out. We're hoping to do that, and it's the first week of April, and we're kind of confused whether that's the last week of March, which is the 31st, or the first full week of April, which is the 7th. Do you know?
I would guess the 1st, the 31st to the...
Okay,
but that would just be my guess.
We don't know. See,
that's when spring break is.
We're going to have to wait for Hallie to give us the final word. But go to the website. They know, and they'll eventually tell us, and we'll be here, I promise. Well, very cool, very cool. So where's your paper located? Where are you out of here?
Right downtown Boulder Creek.
And how many reporters do you have working with you?
We have about 12.
Very cool. Now, what's up with this radio station, I hear?
We're very excited about that. Boulder Creek's going to have its very own radio station as well as TV station and newspaper. Boulder Creek's really going places.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, is that going to be a 24-hour thing?
It will eventually. Right. I think that at the beginning they're going to start streaming until they can get their radio tower. Way different than a cell tower.
Indeed.
But then when they get the radio tower up, then they'll be able to broadcast 24/7.
Well, I know we're hoping to streamline some of our music shows to the radio station.
Perfect.
Hopefully that'll be a reality sometime during the course of the summer. We're so blessed to be able to keep this stuff. You know, this is a loaner trial thing, and if it all works out, chances are we'll be able to stay here. We'll see how that goes, but we don't want to jinx ourselves by saying anything too soon, but I think we're pretty good at this point. Well, Wendy, what else is going on? What do we want to tell the folks at home? What do you want to tell them about your paper? What can they do to help?
My paper is not just my paper. It's a community paper. It's the opportunity for many voices to be heard, to be, heard from you, read from us. The old-fashioned way of getting your news is to not read it on the computer or on your phone, but to actually pick up a piece of paper and read it.
Are you looking for a contributing journalist? If you've got a story, how can people get a story to your paper?
Our email is a great way to contact us. It's scmbulletin@gmail.com. That's scmbulletin@gmail.com. And anyone that wants to submit an idea for a story or a practice column to see how it goes is welcome to email it on over.
Perfect. All right. Anything else? I don't think we can. Anything big? What's the next big event going on? There's always something big going on in Boulder Creek.
Well, that's true. This weekend we have the installation dinner at Scapazzi's, and that is our local Boulder Creek Business Association has voted on their new board for this next coming year, and they will be installed this Saturday at Scapazzi's. It's open to the public. It's a great event with a silent auction, some great things that you can bid on. And that all the money raises is a fundraiser for the BCBA to put on our town events like our 4th of July parade and when Santa comes to town for our December festivities. And so this is a fundraiser for that.
Awesome. I think we're going to try to do a Santa Cruz Star Makers up here at the Rec Hall one of these days, too.
Perfect.
And see if we got any stars that are waiting to get out. Remember, Durbin was on our show, and we've had countless wonderful people, and
so
haven't done anything up here in Boulder Creek since the Brookdale closed. So we're really excited to be coming back up here and searching for all that talent out there. So that's probably going to be the end of April, the beginning of May when we do that, folks. If all you talented singers out there, stay tuned. We'll announce dates shortly for that. Well, Wendy, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on our debut show from Boulder Creek TV.
Thank you.
We appreciate everybody and look forward to getting your paper, and maybe I'll write a story from time to time for you, or maybe my cousin Grizz will do something for you guys.
I'm sure he'd be very popular.
All right, let's get back to the show, shall we?